super windy here because it's always windy here, but I just wanted to go live because I really wanted to get a video of this place. So you'll probably end up watching this after the fact, but the wind is coming in and out. I'm on a bridge here, and behind me is the Nars River, and around the other side here is Lake Bennett. Now, Lake Bennett is incredibly important to our story here of the gold rush, the Klondike, all of that. And that is because I'm about an hour's drive, roughly exactly an hour's drive actually, from Skagway, Alaska. All right, so I'm about a half hour from the border. Here are the tours coming up off the cruise ships. And they're coming up, well, there's gonna be like, I don't know, 3 or 4 cruise ships down there. So, you know, for better and for worse. But Carcross is pretty much the most southerly town in Yukon, at least in this part of Yukon. And we're nearly at the border with British Columbia. And then from British Columbia, hey, Chloe, then from British Columbia, you get back down into Alaska. So I have to drive through BC to get to Alaska from here. I love the fact that I'm driving south. But this is what I wanted to share right over here, which is really cool. There is, by the way, that's not what I intended to share, but there is an eagle flying right now, right there. If you can see, there you go. Beautiful big bald eagle flying over just across from me. I know it's windy. I'm talking as loudly as I can, but look at that. So I'm in the tiny community of Carcross, about 360 people, although it's nice to see they've got lots of facilities right now for obviously the cruise ship market. So Lake Bennett, right down there. Go to the end of that lake. That's where Bennett was, and that's where people came up the Chilkoot Trail from Daae. The famous images of people climbing up the glaciers. They come up there, they build the rafts, they sail across Lake Bennett. Of course, the town of Bennett, I talked about this the other day. That's where Donald Trump's grandfather got rich with a brothel, which is another story, I guess. And then Lake Bennett is draining through the Nars River here, which might be the shortest river in the whole wide world, certainly in the north, because this is the Nars River from the train bridge, White Bast and Yukon Rail. Hi, Jeff. Comes right across here, and all of a sudden, boom, Nars Lake. Now that's also draining, I think, Tagish Lake, and that's all going up into the Yukon River. In the distance right there is the Carcross Desert, the smallest desert in the world. They say it's not truly a desert, it's sand dunes though. And I've been playing on that, having the time of my life. So I'll put up a video or two. So I'm gonna walk out on the road. We've actually had some traffic today. So, oh, the water, Chloe, is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. I mean, but listen to the wind. Skagway is called the windy place. And you'll see a lot of these old derelict homes over on the left. And that's because, of course, I mean, this was gold rush. Carcross, I don't know what it peaked out at, but it would have been several thousand people. Yeah, glacial water down there. But like I say, the shortest river there in the world. Feel free to share this because I'm only going to do it for a few minutes. I'm going to head over to the village. Now they've put up a totem pole. There was, the last time I was here was a long time ago, and they had an old steam wheeler, steamship, paddle wheeler, whatever you call them, and they had fixed it all up for Carcross, and then the poor thing burnt down. But that valley down there in the distance, it would be great. So it would be great for windsurfing, except for that water is so cold. I almost went for a swim in Miles Canyon today, but it was so muddy. But I am going to try and swim in the ocean probably tomorrow morning. But yeah, windy. So that pass leads down to Daae. Daae is a ghost town now. And this pass leads around to the White Pass. Well, this is where the road is. You go around here, and then we'll meet up with the White Pass at Fraser. And that's where you go down into Skagway. And Skagway, of course, is about 800 people, but is now where all the cruise ships come in. So you imagine, hey Natalie, imagine a town of 800 people getting 4 cruise ships in, which would be like 14,000 people or something. So quite a big difference. But little Carcross here. So the Carcross Desert, and you're about 1 hour. Hi Jay, about 1 hour up to Whitehorse. So we spent a whole bunch of time in Miles Canyon today, and then we played in the dunes for ages. If you're just joining, you want to watch the replay of this, because just a couple of minutes in, we found an eagle flying over. I was able to zoom in on it. So I don't know why YouTube failed on me this morning, but it seems to be working now. Oh, it was Elizabeth, yeah. Gosh, I got a message, my friend. But they even have a couple of restaurants here now. It's a little Carcross. Oh, and that whole center out there is a brand new Tagish Cultural Center. So Tagish and Skookum First Nations come together here. And then the train tracks, so I'll just come up and show you a couple more things. My friends are waiting for me. I just wanted to come over and show the Nars River here. You know, certainly the shortest river in the north, and maybe one of the shortest rivers in the world, because it's just bringing those two lakes together. But I mean, you see these big mountain peaks, big snowy peaks here. This is why Yukon, even though it's close to the ocean, actually has a continental climate. And so we will drive south. Oh, yes. So we'll drive south into a tiny bit of British Columbia, and then on to Skagway, Alaska, down at the base. And Skagway, of course, no one really lived there. Well, Captain Moore did, waiting for the prospectors to arrive. The main town, the historic town, was Haines, Alaska. That's where you have a late salmon run and one of the biggest congregations of eagles in the world. But here is, so the White Pass, I believe, does come up this far. And then, of course, it ran all the way up to Whitehorse, all the way up to 1982. But there it is, gateway to the Yukon. Normally they say if you're doing tourism development, you shouldn't call yourself a gateway because it means it's just a place to pass through. But in this particular case, it absolutely was, because that's what they were trying to do. Look at those gorgeous peaks up there in the distance. Do you see that? So I'm a little sheltered from the wind right now, but I'm not going to be in a couple of minutes, well, right away. So there'll be snow down at the peaks. So these peaks up here are they're not huge. You know, they're maybe, well, I'm up at 800 meters, so they're probably 2,000 meters or so. However, we're going to be driving down, right to sea level at the windy place. But it is neat to see across the boardwalk. You always know, look at all of the sand down around here too. You know, those are the dunes. They were a glacial dam. It was interesting up the side of the mountains because a lot of those trees, they look like it's fire damage, but they're not. They just haven't come out and bloom yet because of all the snow, even though we were way further north. I mean, we were 750 kilometers north of here and everything was in bloom, but that's, of course, the midnight sun and lower elevations, right? Makes such a big difference. Spring's always tough because you get a little bit of trash around, which is not that nice to see. But here's little busy Carcross, and it's nice to see it being busy. Now, they have the kind of shops that look like they're associated with cruise ships. Very typical, but there's a big totem up in the distance there. But this part of Yukon is gorgeous. So we went and had a look at Emerald Lake, which has, well, some of the sand in there. Gives that. Oh, I really wanted to walk on this dock, but I'm gonna respect the fact that it says, please stay off private dock. I think they're scared someone like me filming out here would fall off, which I would try my best not to. But pretty cool out here. So please feel free to share this little video on your social media with your friends, because you know, it's not often you get a live video from a place like this. But let me just show you a couple of things. So you'll see the old paddle on the back, but unfortunately, and I believe that what happened here is they had fixed this whole stern wheeler up as a tourist site, and then the thing caught on fire. What a tragedy. And then here we have Nanha'ani, the land. Welcome Tagish Valley Trail. The Carcross Tagish people have traditions such as a Moitian clan system that have been followed for thousands of years and are still honored today. For centuries they have lived in this region, an area of high mountains, deep valleys, and dense forest. So lovely tradition. But yes, these populations have changed enormously, but many of these people have been here for, well, like we say, thousands of years. I guess the only upside to a fire on the old stern wheeler is you can see how the engine works down below, which is pretty fascinating. So, and you see little boat down underneath here. Yeah, let me just show you this one really quickly for the fun of it. So I can see several people joining in and saying hi, but a matter of safety. This is a reproduction lifeboat, and 3 others were built in the mid-1980s as part of the SS Tutsi restoration project. So, yeah. You know what? It is absolutely wonderful to see the First Nations information everywhere. And these are Indigenous communities, right? And Tagish, there's another town called Tagish. You'll see the old home, see packs of snow over there. But here's the bridge up here for the White Pass in Yukon. So I'll just go up as far as these couple of markers, and then I'm gonna go get a little bit of lunch in the bistro. the big front to this. And these stern wheelers were built, of course, well, I mean, they'd have the wind pushing at them when they're coming this way, but then they'd have to turn around and go back into the wind. They said day and a half from what you would call it, from Whitehorse all the way up to Dawson, and then 4.5 days back down because you're going against the flow of the river. Pretty powerful. Here you go, just to the earlier point. Yeah, so there's the Nares River I was showing at the beginning of this. This was the real reason. But look at all this, and look at these gorgeous languages. Hey, Martine, it's all right. But do rewatch at the beginning because we saw an eagle at the beginning there. So lovely to see. So this is Carcross. There's the train bridge to the White Pass and Yukon Rail. So there we are. All right, my friends. It's a little bit sheltered out here, but I wanted to come and just give a little bit of a view. You hear the wind blowing as I'm heading to the windy place. Oh, hey, this is Skookum Gym. Let me just show you about Skookum Gym one sec. Yeah. En août 1996, la découverte d'une pépite dans la Rissa Rabbit Bonanza. So this is talking about Skookum Gym. Finding, oh, cool. There you go. Written in Tagish. And he was Tagish. I expect there's a plaque in English over here. Yeah, there it is. Talking about the finding of gold. So, yeah, pretty fantastic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out. And please make sure to hit those likes as well, because only 2. And but share, please share all of these. It's just great. And more people subscribe, and then we do more of these, and I'll take you all over the world. So, from Lake Bennett, Lake Nars, Yukon River, I am heading down to British Columbia and then into Skagway, Alaska. All right, everyone, take care. Be happy and keep in touch. Watch for a tour tomorrow morning from Alaska.